All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about a global race for dominance in artificial intelligence. And honestly, it's like a modern day gold rush, but the stakes are way higher. We're talking entire economies and the future of tech itself. So you might be asking, why all the hype? Why this frantic race? Well, it really just comes down to the money. The sheer economic promise is staggering. We're talking up to $4.4 trillion in value added to the global economy every single year. This isn't just a small step up, it's a massive seismic shift in what's possible. And if you look at the long-term prize, it's even more insane. By 2030, AI is projected to add nearly $16 trillion to the global economy. That single number, that is the gold that everyone is chasing. It's a prize so huge, it's forcing entire countries to rethink their national priorities. Okay, so you get the picture. It's a global gold rush, a mad dash to stake a claim on this new digital frontier. But here's the interesting part. Not everyone is using the same Mac, and they're definitely not using the same tools to dig. So first, let's explore how different nations, kind of like prospectors with their own secret strategies, are trying to lock down their piece of this incredible AI fortune. Right now, we're seeing two totally different playbooks emerge. In India, you've got this incredible energy bubbling up from the bottom. It's a consumption story, right? Fueled by a gigantic mobile-first population and a buzzing startup scene. Now, contrast that with the Middle East and North Africa, the MENA region. They're bowing top-down with a state-led vision, pouring huge amounts of government money into AI to completely overhaul public services. And when I say huge amounts of money, I mean it. That state-led vision has some serious financial muscle behind it. The Middle East alone is set to gain $320 billion from AI by 2030. You have countries like the UAE and Saudi Arabia leading the charge, basically bankrolling this transformation. Now let's jump back to India for a second. The AI excitement there is off the charts. People are already saving almost 8 hours a week using AI tools. This makes it a total magnet for commercial investment. But, and this is a big but, it's struggling to find patient capital. That's the long-term money you need for deep fundamental research. So to get around that, they're building their own models, like Sarvam-M, which is designed to work across India's 22 official languages. Pretty smart. This really highlights the MENA strategy. It's not some chaotic, free-for-all tech boom. It's methodical. It's deliberate. They are systematically weaving AI into the very fabric of government to make sure every dollar invested is pointing in the same direction. But of course, ambition alone isn't going to cut it. To win this AI gold rush, you've got to have the right toolkit, the essential stuff like talent, data, and infrastructure that actually powers the whole AI engine. Which brings us to what might be the most important question of all. You can have the best plans, the most money, the biggest ambitions, but who is actually going to do the digging? Who are the real prospectors on this digital frontier? Well, the biggest roadblock often boils down to a single number. For a place like India, it's 51%. That's the demand-supply gap for core AI development skills. It's a massive talent shortage, and it just goes to show you that at the end of the day, this whole race depends on human expertise. And you can see how that talent gap directly impacts innovation. Just look at the research. The US and China are absolutely crushing it, publishing mountains more AI research than anyone else. For ambitious countries trying to catch up, like India, that innovation gap is a major hurdle to overcome. And finally, in any gold rush, you need your shovels and machinery. In the world of AI, that means physical infrastructure. We're talking about advanced data centers and secure, high-speed networks. They are the absolute backbone of all this. Without them, none of it works. It's that simple. But, just like the old gold rushes, this new digital frontier is, well, it's pretty wild and dangerous. It's a place with new rules, or sometimes no rules at all, and that creates some pretty huge risks for everyone involved. So who's in the crosshairs? Look at this. The biggest targets are our most critical sectors, government and manufacturing. Cybercriminals are using AI to supercharge their ransomware attacks, going after the organizations that run our countries and hold our most sensitive data. And this threat goes way beyond just stealing corporate data. We're talking about synthetic media. You've probably heard of them as deepfakes. And as this quote makes chillingly clear, this isn't some abstract, far-off problem. This tech is being actively weaponized right now to attack the very foundations of our society. In fact, this threat is so real that the Davos report identified AI-powered misinformation as the world's #1 short-term threat. Let that sink in. That's ranked higher than climate change, war, or economic collapse. That's how serious this is. And look, this isn't just theory, it's happening. In the MENA region, you can see a clear escalation. A few years ago, it was data leaks at oil companies. Then it moved to hacking entire government ministries. And just recently, a massive IT outage grounded airlines and disrupted hospitals. Critical infrastructure is now a very real battlefield. So, faced with all these dangers, the next phase of this gold rush is basically a mad scramble to establish some kind of law and order, to build a rule book for this brand new territory. And a huge part of that is just defining what exactly we're trying to control. The EU's new AI Act, for example, defines a deepfake really broadly as pretty much any AI-generated media that looks real but isn't. Nailing down a clear definition like that is the critical first step before you can even think about making rules. And as these rulebooks get written, we're seeing totally different philosophies. The EU is taking this big, sweeping, risk-based approach that's all about user safety and fundamental rights. The US, on the other hand, is much more focused on property rights, protecting your face and your voice as your own. And then you have India trying to walk this middle path with flexible advisories, attempting to balance safety with innovation. And honestly, this quote just nails the fundamental challenge for every single regulator on the planet. How do you stop the really bad stuff without killing creativity, innovation, and free speech? It is an absolute razor's edge that everyone is trying to walk. Which leaves us with this final question. As this AI gold rush really starts to accelerate, creating unbelievable wealth and, at the same time, unbelievable danger, the most important race of all might just be the one to decide who gets to write the rules for this new frontier. And the answer to that, well, it's going to shape our digital world for generations to come.